90% of the buildings, school buildings that deal with are dealt with in this way. They're made just like the one that we have right here at the elementary school. And the other ones are a little different, but he said that's the way they're done. And he said, even though you might get a little more life out of a tin building, you're going to have your problems with that too. And he just said that it isn't practical and financial to go down that road when you're going to have problems one way or the other. So that's what I've gotten out of that. And so to pay $16,800 for a consultant to come in and say exactly what I found out, to me is a lot of money going down the direction that we probably should be going anyway. So I would like to make a motion that we just fix the roof the way it was originally meant and do it that way. Rather than to spend $16,800 plus $3,300 for a supervision at $150 an hour. Wow. That's a lot of money. Anyway, that's my opinion. I'd like to just do it the way it is. Just go ahead and do it the way it was done originally. And period.
Okay, before we discuss this, we need a second. Because Dave made a motion.
I can ask a question.
Well, usually you get a second on the motion so you can discuss it prior to voting on it. You'll second it? Okay. Okay, now you can discuss your questions.
So, I agree, it's a lot of money. So, if we just get bids, we can do that. In different types of roofs, if there's, if we think different types of roofs should be on there, we can just get different bids. You don't have to pay somebody $17,000.
Again, I don't want to get bogged down in this. What we can do and will do, as directed by the board, is put together first specs on what we want on the roof. That guides the whole bidding process. There's legalities involved as far as timelines, and because the size of the project is going to be expensive enough that we have to follow by law certain steps that we go through. What you're paying a consultant to do is to guide to make sure all those things take place. We're really not, at this point, Dave, in my opinion anyway, talking about them coming back and saying, what you get out of a consultant, let me rephrase that, would be what's the difference between a garland roof and a Firestone. Here are the pros and the cons. Here's what we recommend that you do on this roof from an expertise standpoint. If we do it, we're going to make those decisions, build the specs accordingly, and then take whatever bid you want to take. Can we do either one? Absolutely we can. If you direct me to put the specs together and we'll get the right people at the table, we'll get her done. We will. I'm just telling you, I think it's a decent investment to have an outside person guide that process that's an expert. But I can live with whatever. And we're going to get a roof on that building.
Yes, and
it's going to be a good roof. So, whatever.
The only thing that concerns me about benchmark is your reimbursable expenses and stuff. It may cost a lot more than the 16.8. They may be I think they were the recommended one. But I took a look at the fee schedule, and I've been into trouble with these things before.
Yeah, and truthfully, I didn't really think about the construction observation. I was looking for the first piece of it.
Okay.
Set it up right, and then our guys could probably monitor it, was my idea. We just want to make sure when we bid this that, because what's happened, what's happened over the last, at least what I understand of history, is that we've had any number of companies come in, get up on the roof, and they come back and give you a price. You have no idea. You're not guiding the process. You're taking whatever they're saying. We want to guide the process and get the product and the service that we want. And then they bid based on what we want instead of them saying, why don't we do this? I mean, that's really the thing. And again, I don't want to take a ton of time. We talked about this for years. Either yay or nay is my opinion at this point on a consultant.
Do we have the floor plans for the building? Okay.
But can't we just go along with what we had previously and just continue to, obviously the specs are there from what we've had previously, we know where we're going.
You have to have more than one bid, though. You
Yeah.
have to bid it out with different companies. Yeah. Speak of construction one.